Audi's been injecting a whole lot of fun in the next generation of cars. At least it's well seen clearly in the smaller sedans and SUVs. Not so much in the larger luxury cars. At least we're not sure what those are going to turn out like, which are expected later on in this year and through 2017. But it was pretty evident when I first drove the A3 that that car had a completely new character. Audi had put it in a completely new dimension, and that is also true for this, the new Q2. Now this is an all new car, an all new platform based on the MQB platform, for that matter, the modular platform, and well, it promises a whole lot of fun. This car will be coming down to India shortly. It will be positioned, I expect, somewhere in the same bracket as the A3. It will compete probably against the likes of the Mini Countryman, but as a compact SUV, well, there's a lot to look forward to in something like the Q2. Now the new Q2's highlights are effectively about its design. That's one of the most important characteristics in this car, and as you can see, there are lots of geometric shapes that it follows in the car. The grille, for that matter, the entire grille, well, it's an octagon, that's the shape. The grooves in the middle of the grille as well, they're geometric patterns as well. All across, on the hood, on the front bumper, alongside the side profile, well, they're all geometric shapes. Now one very interesting design highlight is of course the plastic fascia out here. These panels, now these are reflective plastic, and well, most other SUVs, most of the cars, you will notice these are matte elements, but out here Audi's clearly used well, reflective plastic. It looks very funky, looks very interesting, and it completely complements its urban cross image. I think that's a very nice design touch. Let me take you to the side profile and another interesting design character. If you notice out here, Audi's well shaved off a lot of weight along this side profile, again lending to a very geometric shape out here, but essentially this has also given it a very racy, very dynamic, a very athletic and lean look. Looks very interesting. I think it's a fantastic finish, and overall I think the Q2 from the front to the rear, lots of interesting design elements, very promising. I quite like it. I'm sure you will too. Now the Q2 is a fairly compact SUV. It's in fact dimensionally, at least in length, slightly smaller than the A3. Nonetheless, there's been a lot of engineering going on inside this cabin to provide a lot of space for its occupants. A very interesting aspect is that the dashboard just ahead of the driver's knees has been scooped out a bit, so you can push the driver's seat a little bit further forward, and that allows you to provide more space for anybody sitting right behind the driver's seat. So small things like this, small detail changes inside this cabin, well, they make this a very thoughtfully designed car. They make this a very practical package for anyone looking at a compact SUV or to enter the compact luxury SUV space. In addition, the Audi Q2's dashboard has been laid out very nicely. It's got some fantastic design details on this dashboard, a lot of customizable bits as well, some which use LED light factors to enhance the look and feel inside this cabin. It's got the same aircraft style aircon vents that we've seen in the A3, and which I think are quite cool. It well, doesn't function as well as the A3 does, but or rather doesn't have as many features as the A3 does, but it's still nevertheless a very cool element inside this cabin. You also seen the steering wheel in the S3. Now that steering wheel with the flat bottom end has well come to the Q2 as well, and this is the standard Q2. Keep that in mind. This isn't the S-line trim. So well, it just speaks volumes about the dynamic abilities that this Q2 is capable of, and I think that's a fantastic feature. That's a fantastic element to incorporate in the Q2. Rear seat passengers have knee and headroom, and the width will easily allow 3 passengers on the rear bench. Boot space at 405 litres is also very generous, and it can be expanded by folding down the rear seats. The Q2, of course, is based on the MQB platform. That's a modular platform, and it's the most compact SUV that Audi has made to date. But when it comes down to India, and that is, well, we are expecting it to come down to India sometime in 2017. But when it comes down to India, it will offer a choice of engine options, both petrol and diesel. Of course, the diesel is going to be, well, very important for the Indian market. Now, the Q2 that I'm driving is powered by a 2-litre 190 PS diesel engine. This turbocharged diesel engine makes about 400 Newton meters of torque in addition. It's a fairly torquey linear engine. Reasonable amounts of refinement. I can still hear the diesel engine clatter inside this cabin, but it's not that loud, it's not obtrusive, doesn't disturb you while driving. What it is of course very linear, as I mentioned it. Lots of torque on offer. Just floor the throttle and the engine picks up smoothly, cleanly. It's a fairly nice car to drive around in urban conditions and of course on the highways as well. What the fuel efficiency is going to be like, what the performance is going to be like, well, we're just going to have to wait for that until a day this car comes down to India and we're able to test it thoroughly. But for now, let me give top marks to the engine. I think this is a fantastic motor. This diesel engine will not be affected by the diesel ban because in displacement numbers, this displaces 1968 cc. So it escapes that 2-litre controversy that's been hounding a lot of manufacturers in India, just by a small margin. Apart from the diesel, Audi may also offer the 1.4 petrol Q2 in India too. This turbocharged petrol offers superior levels of refinement, and I was quite pleased with the performance. It's got the linearity of a diesel without the clatter, and I am assuming the fuel efficiency will also complement the luxurious feel of this engine. Most luxury car manufacturers in India are offering the automatic transmission options on their cars. Very few have actually opted for manual transmissions, though I must say Audi has been one of them that has done the manual transmission. Nonetheless, this automatic transmission is a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. The shifts are very, very quick, and the 2-litre version that I'm driving right now, this is the top of the line Q2, and it comes with paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, so you've got manual control over this transmission as well. As for shift quality, it's slick, it's fast, and well, with paddle shifters with you, well, I'm all for it. The Q2 edition gets drive modes, and this varies between economy or rather efficiency modes to comfort modes to individually selectable customizable modes to a dynamic mode. So there's all sorts of choices. Now in comfort mode, everything becomes a little easier, a little looser to drive. The shift points, well, they change. ECU mapping changes, as a result of which the transmission shift points change. The steering becomes a little lighter, a little more easier for you to drive it in urban areas. You want more dynamism, you want it to be more direct, you want it to be more precise, you want the shifts to come in quickly, more urgently. Then we'll just slip the car, the Q2, into the dynamic mode. Our version of the Q2 will of course come with the Quattro drivetrain, which is all-wheel drivetrain, and that will definitely enhance stability, will give you more confidence while driving it in everyday conditions, whether it's in urban areas or out on the highway. Just don't try taking it too far off-road, simply because the ground clearance, while it's respectable for a crossover of this size, really isn't very impressive for off-road conditions. So to your farmhouse, the pathway leading up to your farmhouse might be fine, but just don't venture, or rather don't get into too many adventures with the Q2. Safety is going to be another big talking point when the Q2 comes down to India, and most of these policies will be mandating several safety features to be provided in cars. That's what we are hoping for. Nonetheless, the Q2 will be offered with the host of safety equipment. It's going to have driver and passenger airbags, I'm sure, as standard. But in addition, you might also get curtain airbags. There's going to be ESP, ABS, traction control, and well, everything that you'd need to make every journey, be it by yourself or with your family, a safe one. In the new Q2, Audi has a very interesting proposition for its consumers. In India, of course, this will be a car for most consumers looking to step up into the luxury segment, making an entry into the luxury segment. And for them, they've got a crossover, an SUV, which Audi thinks will do extremely well. And I do believe so. Audi has definitely got a winner in its hands. It's been quite an interesting car to drive, quite an interesting SUV to drive. It's got all of the features that you'd need in a luxury car. It's in addition got the visibility, it's got the presence, it's got the ride quality, the dynamics, and of course the performance as well to complement the overall package. Space, well, the space is going to be something that a lot of people are going to question. Nonetheless, I do believe there's enough space inside here to keep 5 people occupied well, comfortably enough. Apart from that, there's still a lot of luggage room as well. So overall, for the urban dweller, this is one of the best packages you can buy in the market today, considering there aren't too many choices in this space as well. Competition would come in from the GLA and from the Mini Countryman, but the Countryman is very, very expensive, and the GLA, well, you can make the choice. At one point in time, we will do a comparison between the GLA and the Q2, but that's way ahead in the future. As it stands by itself, I think this is a very promising product to look forward to. I do hope Audi makes their decisions and choices final very, very soon and introduces this car in our market quickly. We're looking forward to it. I hope you are too.